Oh, ah,
Oh, hello.
oh, who is this?
It's me. I'm incognito.
I didn't recognize you.
I'm only a little bit incognito. You can kind of see through the mask, but I figure it adds a little mystery now that we're in what is this, week 9? I feel like we gotta
I don't
make
even remember
something.
what our week is. Yes, week 9.
Yes. Welcome everyone to Charming Disasters Quarantine live stream. That's right. Week 9 of
Hmm.
this blessed event. It is so wonderful to be back here again with you
Always.
all here in the post geography, post apocalyptic, post time digital ether space. And I'm seeing a bunch of names I recognize in the chat. So nice to see everybody here. Hi, 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 everybody.
Hello.
Thank you all so much for coming back and being with us again here this week. This weekly show has become a kind of sanity of an oasis of sanity. It's only partially effective.
Yeah, it's only partially effective.
And this show is a donation based show. If you are new to this show, donation based show means if you have the means, we sure appreciate your support. And there are a few different ways that you can donate in support of the show. Jeff, maybe you want to throw
Can
up.
I show them? I
Yeah,
want to
show
show them.
them. Yeah, do it. Look at
How's
that.
that?
So beautiful. Did
Look at
you
that.
draw that yourself?
I didn't.
It's
I
fine.
didn't. But if people want to donate flamingos or hedgehogs or anything like that, that will be well accepted.
Indeed. And alternatively, if you are financially stressed, then this show is our
Of course.
donation to you.
Of course.
Um, Now, we like to start off our show with a tarot card draw.
Hmm.
And tonight, our show is brought to us by the Nine of Cups. Or as
I
I
love the
like to,
Nine of Cups. I love the Nine of Cups.
yeah, look at this. He's so friendly. I like to think of this as the bartender card.
Oh, definitely.
He's like ready to listen to you, bend a friendly ear, fill
There's
up
a
your
lot of
cup.
drinks. A lot of drinks available. It's a good
Hmm.
time.
Speaking of,
Hmm.
what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, look at this. I have a little cocktail that I've made.
See.
It is whiskey with some bitters and a brandied cherry and some honey water
What
for
is
the
honey
throat.
water?
Honey water for the throat. It's like hot water mixed with some strong honey.
Okay.
And,
Um, Let me ask you a question.
mm,
Did you brandy those cherries yourself?
I did. I
Remarkable.
did. These cherries were a CSA thing in the whenever cherries are in season. Is that the summer? I don't even know.
Time doesn't
Anyway,
really matter anymore.
got
It's
a ton of them like
snow
two
in
years ago.
May. Like nothing means anything anymore. But cherries, I remember cherries.
Yeah, we had a ton of them. Couldn't eat them, so I just stuck them in a lot of brandy, and they're still good.
Huh. Well, I have a cocktail also.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your cocktail?
Well, I have a fancy glass, which I feel like that goes a long way toward making it seem fancy.
Hmm.
It has some old Overholt in it
Ah, my favorite.
and some orange bitters and also some orange just in
Nice.
there. Just because I was going to put simple syrup in and make it more like an old fashioned, but we didn't have any simple syrup left and I was too lazy to make it. So cheers.
Nothing is simple as it should be. Cheers.
You,
Wake up.
I drink to all of you out there, our friends in the ether.
Cheers.
It's good. It's like neat whiskey with a little orange in it.
Mm.
Hmm.
Civilized.
How's your mustache doing?
Well, let's look at it.
Yeah, let's get up close. Give the people what they want. Okay, it looks kind of like the same as it did last week.
It's stronger. It's growing. It's fuller. It's it's crouching to pounce.
Ugh.
And what it will pounce upon, we will find out next week. It is just building its potential and it will leap into action next week.
I see. Well, that sounds very ominous, but I look forward to finding out what kind of strange,
Ominous
I
or
don't know,
exciting. Yeah.
crouching. If this raises any questions for you, our audience, please feel free to post them in the comments. We will be happy to field your burning questions as we go through the show to the best of our abilities. And henge person Dan, lurking in the shadows, will help you find the answers to your questions. I do have a quick request before we really get going, which is if you're watching this on Facebook, if you would take a second to share this video to your timeline, then all of your friends will see that this is what you're doing on Friday night and be jealous, and perhaps they will also want to join in our conversation.
Yeah, please do.
But yes, help us boost the signal. It's very easy. And also a special shout out to Taryn, my friend Taryn, who might be watching now, who mailed me this mask in the mail, and now I'm wearing it, and it's making my life better.
I have a mask.
Oh yeah, let's see it. Oh.
Did you know it was me?
Is it? I wasn't sure. Is it comfy?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right, great. Well, you want to play some music?
Yes, that would be great. Let's do that.
Oh, I was gonna play the first song tonight.
Yeah, would you?
So when I said, do you want to play some music, I actually meant, do you want to listen to me play some music?
I think of us as one unit, really.
So I was thinking a lot about Charming Disaster, and our songwriting has a lot to do with stories. And ever since we started writing songs together, we've written stories that involve two perspectives, sometimes opposite perspectives. And I was thinking about how even before Charming Disaster, I was interested in stories, but my focus for a while was stories from the perspective of like the villain of the story, especially female villains. And so I had a whole bunch of songs for a while that were from the point of view of like the bad guy. And this is one of my favorites. It's a mermaid song. It's called Siren Song, and it's from the perspective of the mermaid.
Original sound.
Thank you. Thank you, original sound.
I'll see you on the other side.
All right. You were shipwrecked, my darling, but you couldn't tell if the speck you spied out on the briny blue swell was a rescue boat coming to take you away, or a mermaid to drown you down under the waves. I swam a bit closer, and what did you see? Not a Coast Guard ship sailing the sparkling sea, but a lady afloat and a glimmer with scales, with a gleam in her eye and a shimmering tail. Well, it's true that the ocean's where I lay my head, with a shell for my pillow and kelp for my bed, and I've sent a few sailors to watery graves when they followed me into the waves. But there's no need for fear, for I'll do you no harm. Just roll up your cuffs, dear, wade into my arms, though I sing on the swells as I comb out my hair. I'm the answer to your seaman's prayer. You tossed a glass bottle out into the foam. The message begged someone to carry me home. I would carry you there. You're the one I would keep. Come down with me into the undersea deep. There are wonders and whales in the waters below. We could waltz by the light of electric eel glow on a dance floor of seaweed and mother of pearl. Come I'll be your sweet Lorelei girl. Well, it's true that the ocean's where I lay my head, with a shell for my pillow and kelp for my bed, and I've sent a few sailors to watery graves when they've followed me into the waves. But there's no need for fear, for I'll do you no harm. Just roll up your cuffs, dear, wade into my arms, though I sing on the swells as I comb out my hair. I'm the answer to your seaman's prayer. Oh, my kisses are salty, but sweetheart, I swear, I'm the answer to your seaman's prayer.
Oh, nice.
See, she's perfectly harmless. She has your best interests at heart.
I love a story from the magical creature's point of view.
From the magical creature's point of view, exactly. Perhaps we should take a few questions?
Yes, I have a question that Sierra Gelbard had asked.
Okay.
They want to know about the bunny.
Oh, the bunny!
Yeah.
The bunny is a print by an artist friend of mine, of ours. Her name is Magda Boresa, and you might recognize her work from the cover of our album Cautionary Tales, as well as the interior illustrations from all of our lyric books. She makes incredibly beautiful artwork, usually depicting animals or animals that are kind of turning into people or people turning into animals. And she's wonderful, and I hope you check out her work. She has a comic called Toasty Cats, and she has a zine called Wakeling, which is really beautiful. And I believe Dan is going to share in the comments a link to her website as well as to her Etsy page. She has some cool stationery and other neat stuff. So definitely check out her work. Magda Boresa. Her website is foxandcomet.com.
So good.
That's the
All
bunny.
her work is amazing. Yeah.
Great question. There's another question for you, Jeff. Melissa asks, I'm curious what Jeff's mustache could have the need to pounce on. It's a good question. I wonder the same thing.
This mustache will pounce on my future style.
Huh.
That's really what it's going to be. It's crouched. It's waiting to really come out on its own and like establish itself as a hallmark to my style for next week.
All right. Good answer. Now you were saying that you enjoyed songs that came from the monster's point of view.
Yes, and that brings us to I think that our next song.
What?
My song or our song. I don't even know anymore.
It's your song.
I wrote this one.
Yeah. All
All by myself. This is a Codorino song from the latest Codorino album called Sea Monster. This is called Right Way Wrong. And similar to Elia, I've definitely been influenced a lot by Elia's writing aesthetic. And so this is a story song it's from the perspective of a werewolf and his internal conflict. So let's see. It's never been performed live, so this is a very exciting time.
It's like a hothouse flower. All right, I'm gonna go away and give you the stage. You got the right sound on?
I'm gonna turn on.
Do it. All right, see ya.
All right, here we go. Walked a silent way to steal upon our better self, push the past away. It didn't seem to help. It's not the same. I feel the pull on my marrow. the facts remain. Gonna need a while to lie low. There's a price paid for a good day. Hold me tightly, 'cause here we are. Is the right way or a big mistake? Pull the wolves away, but here they are. Was it McGolrick Park where I saw you fast asleep? Or was that me? Was that me? How many eyes went dark when I flashed my hungry grin? Not this again. Not him again. Come away with me a while. There's nothing left to do. Nothing left to do. Here's your chance. I see you smile. There's only time to lose. Only time to lose. Nothing seems to fit when I look into the mirror. We're reflected. We're desperate. Draw a line with self-discipline, but not this time. Not this time. There's a price paid for a good day. Hold me tightly, and here we are. It's the right way or a big mistake. Keep the wolves away, but here they are. Come away with me a while. There's nothing left to do. Nothing left to do. Here's your chance. I see you smile. There's only time to lose. Only time to lose. Here's your chance. I see you smile. There's only time to lose. 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 Only time to lose.
You seem awfully sympathetic to the werewolf cause.
I'm not saying it's a true story or based on real events, but it is close.
But you're not saying that it's not a true story.
I didn't say it's not a true story. It's true.
Well, I find that oddly reassuring.
See, we've made it this long in our relationship.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Let's see. Tim Huckleberry comments, "Love the ukulele assortment behind you, Elliot." Thank you. Let's see. The one on that side, my Aunt Marcia brought back from Hawaii for me, which was really sweet of her. The one next to it is my husband's ukulele, which is a Lanikai. which I rarely play, but sometimes I play it. And that one is a really cool one. It's a solid body electric Teton ukulele. And that sound hole is just for show. It's just an affectation. It's like a quotation of a sound hole. And I've recorded a bunch with that ukulele because it plays really nicely with pedals and with amps and electronic gear. So that ukulele actually is the uke that I recorded with on Spells and Rituals. So
remember when we picked that up? Did we?
Oh yeah, we were in Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, because they I really wanted one because I had this uke that it was terrible plugged in, and I really wanted to be able to plug in, and I found this ukulele, but they only a few distributors around the country offered it, and there was this music store in Seattle that had them, and so I ordered one, and Code Arena went out to Seattle to play a show, and that was like our first stop was to pick up the ukulele.
Yeah. And we played a little impromptu show in the store at Capitol. Was it Capitol Hill Music or Capitol something?
Yeah, they were so nice to us.
They were great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the story with the ukuleles, and that big one is it's a big ukulele. Let's see if there are any other questions. I feel like Peter Bufano posted something earlier, but I don't see it in comments. Peter, if you have a question, just keep on.
Just shout out.
Yeah, just shout it out. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome to the quarantine live stream. I saw a bunch of new people were added to the numbers, the viewer count. So thank you for being with us. And as a reminder, this is a donation-based concert. So please, if you have the means, please feel free to shower us with appreciation financially. But seriously, if you're financially stressed, this is our gift to you. And we also have a lot of music and merch available in our Bandcamp, and all those links are pinned in the Facebook, and I think they're going up again if you didn't see them.
Really, we're really just glad you're here. That's
really glad you're here. Also, like, it makes me so happy to like send out CDs every week to people who it means that you want to listen to our music even when we're not making you sit and listen to it in this live stream. It's really nice to know that it's out there with you, and it really means a lot to us. Peter wants to know, Jeff, where he can get a Kentucky Fried bow tie like yours.
You can make them.
Out of?
That's a smart ass answer. I don't know. You can go look online. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. They're hard to find.
Where did you get yours?
Online.
Okay.
Online.
All right. Well, I guess it's a secret.
It's a clip-on. There's no good story. I've been looking for one for a long time, and I haven't found. And I suspect it's just the original is just a ribbon that you tie around you. That's why I never knew what I was looking at. It's just a pile of ribbons, and those were really ties.
Yeah.
But
makes sense. Well, I think I'm gonna play another song.
Oh, please.
I think it's my turn. So if you were here with us last week, we talked a little bit about Attila the Hun. And I mentioned that I had written a song about the death of Attila the Hun, and some people asked if I would sing it, and I explained that I needed to practice it before that happened, and now I have done that, so I can play you the Attila the Hun song. But I think you need a little historical context first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Attila the Hun, there are some competing stories about how he died. You know, he like conquered like all of Europe basically, and and this song was written for a festival about Hungarian culture, because like that's sort of where the seat of power
was. Is that where the Hun in Hungarian comes from?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Sure. Now I know.
So there are a bunch of competing stories in the historical record about how he died. For a warrior like Attila, to not die in battle was kind of a no-no, you know, like it doesn't look good if you're a warrior and you don't die in battle. So there was one story that he died of nosebleed, basically. And that's sort of the canon story, that he died like he had a brain hemorrhage in his sleep, and he had a nosebleed, and he died in his sleep. But there are other historians say no, that was an effort to discredit him by his enemies. Like, to say that he had died of a nosebleed was like, it was like propaganda against him, basically. So that was one of the stories. But one of the other stories, and the one that I really love, is that, so he had a lot of wives, as you do if you're Attila the Hun. And one of them, her name was Ildiko, and she was the daughter of a Burgundian king or warlord. And, you know, Attila would come in and he'd conquer, and the warlords would be like, here, have my daughter as your like 37th bride or whatever. So Ildiko, the story goes, killed him in his sleep. And that was why like the other stories came up, because that also doesn't look good if you're like a big warlord to be murdered by your bride. But the thing that I kept thinking about was like, what is going through her mind? Like how does she feel about it? And like, does she hate him because he conquered her country? Or like, did she like kind of like, did she have feelings for him? Was she like torn about this? And then the other part of the story, and I received all this information, by the way, sitting at a bar with a Hungarian friend of mine who was just sort of like giving me a download on like things Hungarian culture related. Monica Honig, if you're listening, I thank you. And she's like, yeah, and also like nobody knows where he was buried because it was a secret. And they say that he was buried under the river Tisa, which is like a major river in Hungary. And there are stories that they like diverted the river so that they could bury him under the river, and then like divert it back, and then like all the people involved were killed, so like nobody would know. And people still go diving to this day in the river Tisa with a metal detector to see if they can like find the coffin. Anyway,
can I give him a little visual of what Attila the Hun?
Sure, yeah,
handsome guy,
really good looking. That profile, strong. All right, I'm gonna turn on my original sound though, so it sounds good. All right, here we go. When Attila the Hun came to Burgundy, he conquered my father the king. On his deathbed I swore to avenge him. I said I would do anything. My father unfastened the knife that he wore in a scabbard strapped over his breast. I promised to plunge it right up to the hilt in our enemy's chest. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tisa, Attila so bold and so fine. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tisa. After one night I had him in mind. After one night I had him in mind. I made myself beautiful just like a queen. I dressed and I painted my face. His eyes were as blue as the cold river Tisa when he came and he took me away. My aim was to make him want me as his wife. I practiced my womanly arts. But he was so powerful, so golden and handsome, he captured my heart. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tisa, Attila so bold and so fine. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tisa. After one night I had him in mind. After one night I had him in mind. Our wedding day neared and my heart was at war. My family's honor demanded its due. Oh, sacrifice vengeance or sacrifice love. I knew what I had to do. Our wedding night came, he was passionate, but passion could not stop my plan. I waited until he lay sleeping, then my lover's blood covered my hands. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tissa, Attila so bold and so fine. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tissa. After one night I had him in mind. After one night I had him in mind. His casket was studded with rubies. It was covered in silver and gold. They buried him secretly under the river, exactly where nobody knows. I married Attila, his bride and his killer, a widow the night I was wed. So I went to the water to find my true love, and the Tissa closed over my head. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tissa, Attila so bold and so fine. Now he sleeps in the bed of the cold river Tissa. After one night I had him in mind. But for one night I had him in mind.
Wonderful.
Oh, thank you. You know, if I was writing this song now, it would be like a dialogue between Attila and Ildiko, and they would have different views of the story, perhaps.
Would she call him honey?
Perhaps.
They were all honey.
Hi, hon. I see a bunch of new people joined, which is lovely. Nice to see all your names in the thread.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
Yeah, it's nice.
Any questions?
I don't see any questions from the Peanut Gallery. If you're just joining us and you're with us in the Peanut Gallery, please know that if you have burning questions that you'd like us to attempt an answer at, we are prepared to make some shit up. So feel free to pose your questions, brain teasers, logic puzzles.
No brain teasers, please.
No brain teasers. So the Cold River Tissa, there's no recording of Cold River Tissa. There is a very silly YouTube video of the performance I did of that in 2009, which I believe has been shared in the comments. But I do have another recording that is coming out next week, which is for a song called Almond Milk and Eggs, which I played on this show a few weeks ago. So that comes out next week. There's a pre-order link that we're sharing in the comments. So if you want to get something, it is very different, probably like as different from the Attila the Hun song as you can get. But I offer it to you in lieu of that. And Peter Buffano wants to know, why does the sun rise later in Florida than in New York? In New York City. Is this a joke, Peter? Or is this like a real question? It sounds like a joke. Do you know the answer to this? Okay,
no,
now people
I'm just trying to come up with a good answer.
Now people are just asking us jokes. Okay, we're going to put a pin in that one, Peter. Sierra asks, what's the difference between a well-dressed man riding a bicycle and a poorly dressed man riding a unicycle? I feel like I almost know this one. Do you know this one?
I don't.
If anybody else knows this one, please feel free to shout it out in the comments. Something about a 2-1. And Erica Marks asks, "What's your favorite poisonous plant?" Which I feel like we covered pretty thoroughly a few shows ago. But it's the yew, Erica.
It's the yew tree.
The poisonous yew tree.
Do we mention that yew trees have taxine in them, which is also a cancer? They use that in cancer drugs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I forgot about that till.
It's a cardiotoxin, but also effective in cancer treatment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Here's to that.
Cheers. Does your cocktail have a name?
Oh, it is the. Yes, it does. It is the flying burrito.
Huh.
No, it's all right. It's not a good name, but it's what it is. Does your cocktail have a name?
It's the Desert Fox.
Oh, that's
because
much
of the
better.
color, because the orange. I just came up with that, just like off the top of my head. I'm like I have a joke. You want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it when you see geese flying in a V and one side of the V is longer? Why is that? Oh wait, it's ducks. Oh, I totally screwed this up. When you see ducks flying in a V and there's more ducks, no, I just totally I ruined this joke. I'm sorry, everybody. I ruined it.
Okay.
Should I try one more time?
Sure. Why? Yeah, tell me some. What about ducks?
When you see ducks flying in a V, why is one side longer?
Why?
More ducks on that side.
All right. Is it time for another song? I think so.
Yeah, I think you should play one.
I'm going to turn on some OG sound.
Oh, yeah, do it.
And, all right. So, speaking about doomed relationships, I'm going to play a Codorino song called What Is This Thing? It is really about, challenging relationships.
All right. Good luck with that. You're on your own.
All right. Go away. See if I can remember this one. It's usually, again, the caveat is this is usually played with a large band with horns and all sorts of things. Let's see. Whatever. What is this thing that's happened to us? What is this mess that we call love? Angels above and the devil above. What is this mess that we call love? She was putting him on like a pair of fuzzy slippers. He was letting her down like a broken elevator. She was checking her phone cause maybe it would save her. She was putting it on. They were packing it up. They were packing it up and saving it for later. Save it for later. She was sleeping in the tub till they got some sunny weather. He was smoking again just to take a little breather. They were stuck on the road with a broken carburetor. They were packing it up. They were packing it up. They were packing it up and and saving it for later. Save it for later. What is this thing that's happened to us? What is this mess that we call love? A little girl and Attila the Hun. What is this mess? It ain't no fun. Angels below and the devil above. What is this mess that we call love? What is this mess that we call love? What is this mess that we call love? What is this mess that we call love?
That's really prescient, the Attila the Hun part.
Yeah. I just made that up. Could you tell?
No.
I wanted to show that I was playing guitar because I thought people might think it was pre-recorded.
Uh-huh. Because of the precision.
Because of the precision.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it goes.
Well,
I haven't played that one in a long time.
No, I was like, oh yeah, this song. I love this song. Yeah, somebody in the comments said that they were listening to it on Spotify just this afternoon. So
crazy.
Yes, your immortality is.
It's not on Spotify.
That song hasn't been on Spotify for 100 years.
It's true.
Now we have a lot of questions in the comments that are mostly, it seems, dad jokes. Okay, so this one I can't figure out. What is the difference between a well-dressed man riding a bicycle and a poorly dressed man riding a unicycle? Please follow up Sierra with the answer to that joke. Tom wants to know, what are we drinking? Tom, we covered this earlier. Jeff is drinking what is it? Got a bad name.
It's a laser pico.
All right, yeah, and I've got a Desert Fox, but Shane wants to know if we could communicate with our past selves, would we rather know what's going on now? I'm paraphrasing. His question was more creative than that. But no, I never would have believed that what we're doing now is what we would be doing now.
I know. 200 years ago, when I made that pact, I never thought it was gonna.
I know, right?
Stick.
I know. I mean, it does kind of, like, looking back 200 years, it does kind of make sense now in retrospect, because there are all those things that, it's like, wait, that doesn't make any toilet paper. No. Yeah. So that prophecy has been proven true, at least.
Quite true.
Someone wants to know if we have a charming disaster mask. Do you want to show them your mask again, Jeff?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah. And there you have it. Yep. Any opinions on carnivorous plants? We're just doing like a little lightning round before we bring on the special guests. Spoiler, there are special guests. Any opinions on carnivorous plants, Jeff?
They're overrated. I do like this parasitic plant that kills a parasitic wasp. So there's oak galls, and that are created by oak gall wasps, and then there's this parasitic plant that goes into the oak gall and strangles the wasp larva.
That's so rude.
So it's like a parasite on a parasite. So I like that type of carnivorous plant. And figs.
And figs, yeah. Can we talk about figs for a second?
Let's talk about figs.
Okay, so you probably didn't realize that figs are like an inverted universe. Like every one of those little like fig-lit bits of a fig inside, it was a flower, and each flower turns into a tiny fruit, and then like that fig container is like a container full of, it's like eating like a pint of like strawberries or something.
And each one of those flowers have to be pollinated.
And they have to be pollinated by something pretty special because they're not exposed to the outside. They're in this like perfect, like hermetic, like container. So at the end of the fig, there's a hole, and that hole is not like the blossom end of the fruit like it is for like the end of a pear or an apple. No, it's a portal, an opening, an oculus, and inside that hole crawls a fig wasp, and the fig wasp goes inside the fig, never to return, never to leave.
Has to shed its wings and its antennae just to go through that portal.
And what happens when it gets inside? Well, it pollinates those flowers for one thing, and then it lays an egg, and then it dies.
Yes.
And it nourishes the fruit and the egg with its own corpse. Thus, every fig is like a wasp grave.
That's right.
So delicious.
Yeah, so delicious.
Oh,
Think
so
of that next time you have some fig Newtons.
yeah. So I think it's about time to bring our special guests on. What do
I
you
think so. I think it is time.
All right, so I'm gonna do the summoning ritual to bring our special guests from the portal.
Folks at home, this is a big treat you're in store for.
Are very excited to bring onto the show Kevin, Incroyable, and La Petite Mort. Are you here with us?
Yeah.
Are you with us?
I hear sounds.
Are any spirits present?
Me?
Yes.
Am I awake?
I see you and I hear you.
Oh, good. That's important. Those are both important things.
How are you? Have you just risen from your coffin for the day?
I wish that were true. I haven't made it into the coffin for a week.
Oh.
No.
I saw that you guys were pulling cards earlier. I like that trick. So I went to try to find some tarot cards, and the best I could do was this. Oh, let me make sure that you can see the name.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
El Borracho.
Borracho.
The drunkard.
Yeah, it's the best I could do, but I thought it was all right now. However, as you can see, these hands are empty. So let me summon the lovely La Petite Mort.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Who has brought, I believe we're calling this the Senorita Sangre.
Yeah, Senorita
Ah,
Sangre.
Senorita
Oh, the
Sangre.
Senorita Sangre. What is in the Senorita Sangre? Mixologist us.
It is.
Apologize.
This tequila, lemon juice, a bit of blood, and some red wine.
Whose blood?
Oh,
That's none of your business.
none of
A
your
vir-
business.
Just asking
Blood.
for a friend.
How expensive virgins are.
To dark secrets, never to be revealed.
Salud.
Salud.
We are so delighted to have you on our show. So for the folks at home, Kevin is half of a duo called the Peculiar Pretzelmen, who are based partly in Seattle, which is where you both are right now. And oh yeah, PP
Look
Peculiar.
at that.
And La Petite Mort, you do a number of things, including run a cabaret series that looks really fantastic.
Yeah.
But we've never actually gotten to meet with you in real life because every time we come through Seattle, the Peculiar Pretzelmen are on tour somewhere else. So we've been like ships passing in the night until now.
Until now.
Right.
True story.
Now that we're not allowed to go anywhere,
Here we are.
Now we're finally
we're
together.
all in our respective harbors.
Yeah. Together, nowhere in particular.
But it's good to be here. Anyway, this is fun. I like this. You guys sound great.
Oh, thanks. Well, we were kind of hoping you would treat us to one of your songs as well.
Oh, good, because I did bring a ukulele. I thought it was the right thing to do.
It's very convenient.
Right?
It has a lot of strings for ukulele.
Oh yeah, yeah. If for any nerds in the house,
We have a few.
this is a 6-string tenor ukulele. It's tuned very much like a regular ukulele, but it has a octave set on the C, and then it has a unison set on the A, which is apparently not the popular way to string one of these, but that's how I do it.
Is that a popular instrument at all?
In this house, sure.
Yeah. Excellent.
No, it actually it feels like it has a lot more in common with a Mexican instrument.
Like cuatro. Yeah.
Almost, but there's a different instrument, and I can't think of the name of it. I know David Hidalgo from Los Lobos plays one beautifully,
Yeah, cool.
but I can't think of the name of it because I've been drinking
Tres,
since
maybe.
February.
All right.
Fair enough.
of 1996.
Well,
Um,
well, we're gonna give you the stage so that you can regale the nice people.
Sure. I wanted to say that I know, because you guys do such a wonderful job of singing disaster-oriented songs. I have quite a few of those in my arsenal, but I thought since you guys have that ground so well covered, I wanted to sing a song that I actually wrote for La Petite Mort. And while we are stuck in our lovely bunker together, I know a lot of people can't be around the people they want to be near, and that can be very difficult. As a person who travels a lot, I know quite a lot about being away from the people that you love, and that's what this song's about.
All right.
Is that good? Should we go?
Yeah, we're gonna
Go for it.
link out and give you the.
Oh, hold on. We gotta cheers one more time.
Oh yeah, all right.
Cheers.
These
Alright.
glasses are so hard to cheers in.
All right, don't forget to turn on your original audio.
I got it already. Thank you, though.
All right, I keep forgetting.
I'm learning so much about Zoom from Charming Disaster. Put it on your resume, guys.
All right, take it away.
Like a bird with two broken wings, she stopped all the clocks just to hear me sing. But it's that beat, 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 beating. It's that beat, 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 beating that I'm dreaming of as I go, that I'm dreaming of as I go. I love your crooked smile now, it cracks your pretty face. The slippery little voice that whispers this whole world has gone to waste. But it's that beat, 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 beating. It's that beat, 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 beating that I'm dreaming of as I go, that I'm dreaming of as I go. I said we'd make the mountain no matter what it takes. I follow you through fire the way you make my body shake. But it's that beat, 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 beating. It's that beat, 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 beating that I'm dreaming of as I go, that I'm dreaming of as I go. The earth may dip and quiver and the mountains sway and swoon. A pool of corners of the sky make the crown of the full moon. We'll be dancing to the rhythm of your heart beating like a loom. Make for me a tapestry and I'll wrap myself in you. It's that beat, 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 beating. It's that beat, 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 beating that I'm dreaming of as I go, that I'm dreaming beating. It's that beat, 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 beating. It's that beat, 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 beating.
Yay! Oh, that was great.
Oh, the thunderous applause of a
So
live
good.
stream.
I know it's hard, but I love that. And that song is called Beat.
It's called Beating.
Beating.
You can get a version of it on our Bandcamp on a record that's called No One Gets Out Alive. And it's a live recording with a 9-piece band, so there's horns and stuff. It's very different than that, but
Cool. And that's the Peculiar Pretzelman's band?
that's a Peculiar Pretzelman, yeah.
All right, cool. And people can find that through your website. We just shared the link to the.
Yes, definitely. I mean, fortunately, Pretzelman is pretty Google friendly. If you put that in your search bar, you'll find us very quickly.
Nice. So you've been hosting some interesting sounding live shows as well. So there's the Catastrophe Cabaret. Is that a live stream show or is that a live show or both?
It's a live stream show. There was a live version of it years ago, and coincidentally, the very first time the beating was performed was at that show. But it's been a live stream show because we have a monthly show in Seattle called the Anthology of Erotic Esoterica, and that is obviously on hiatus while we're all keeping ourselves safe underground. So in the meantime, we refuse to cancel our standing date of performing the last Friday of every month. We've been doing it for over 4 years. We don't want to stop now, so we're just doing it from the bunker now. It will be on May 29th.
Yeah.
And it's Mort and myself, and we do it from here in the bunker. And we patch in like you guys have been gracious enough to bring me in. We bring in friends of ours from all over the country. In this case, the world. We got somebody from Berlin and somebody from England.
Cool. And people can find that through the links that we shared.
For sure, 100%.
Great.
That stuff's all on La Petite Mort's beautiful website.
Now, I heard a rumor that you're doing a kind of special secret show tonight. Is that?
Yeah, the Catastrophe Cabaret has been very great. It's been very well received, and we've been our audience and fan base, whatever you want to call them, our little cult has been very supportive, and we've been able to raise quite a bit of money to help out our performer friends who have no other source of income. And we spread it around to even people that are part of our crew that don't have work right now. And because it's been going so well, we decided that we wanted to add a little bit more throughout the month. So we're trying out one that's much more music heavy. This one's not a paid event. It's just for fun and for tips and whatever. And we're going to try out the very first one tonight at about 9 Pacific time. That'll be on my YouTube channel. And I believe there will be a highlighted bit of video from a wonderful Brooklyn band called Charming Disaster.
What?
Ooh.
So that's
Which reminds me, I do have to tell you guys, Curtis Elwer says hello.
Oh, okay. He was our first. He was one of our early guests on this show.
Yeah, Curtis is the best.
He has sat in that chair that you're in. Yeah, we love Curtis. So is it so Dead
Bastard.
Dead Finger Radio is the show that's
Dead Finger Radio, yeah, broadcasting from miles below the surface of the earth. Tonight, I'm going to be featuring some music from Charming Disaster. I'm going to be featuring music from the incredible John Underwood from Reno, Nevada, and a very cool performance from the absolutely inimitable Freight Train Rabbit Killer from Kansas City.
cool. Well, East Coasters, that's midnight our time. So if you can't sleep tonight, we're gonna.
It will be available. It will be available to watch later.
Great. Well, we're gonna share. Hench Person Dan is sharing a link to your YouTube in the comments so people can find it and subscribe and follow you there.
Excellent.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for dropping in on us. It's been such a pleasure. I mean, it's such a weird thing in these times that like you get these like really lovely silver linings of getting to connect with people in like so many places and like I know that so many of the people watching tonight are like in the Pacific Northwest and all over the country, the Midwest, and
well, we're very much looking forward to having you guys perform in person at our Anthology Erotic Esoterica. We have been talking about for a while. It's certainly something we've attempted to do in the past, and we're looking forward to having you. But in the meantime, let's feel free to be our digital guests of each other.
Great. We'll be pen
Excellent.
pals.
Yeah.
We'll be pen pals. We'll be in
All right.
touch.
Well, we're gonna send you back into the void, and we're gonna do a few more things on this show. Feel free to stick around so we can bring you back up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Incroyable La Petite Mort.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
Oh, they're great.
Great. I liked that song.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I miss touring. I miss being on the road and meeting people and traveling and
Yeah.
all the like places.
I don't normally go into like, melancholy moods of this kind of thing. But I was just going through my little thing of memorabilia. I have a little drawer which I keep all of our old drink tickets and like other random crap that winds up in my pockets during tour, because as you know, you don't really have pockets often when we play.
I mean, I have had pockets installed in most of my.
I know there are improvements, but we've been touring for many years now, and there's a lot of these drink tickets. Let's see. See if I can show these. Oh, there we go.
Anyone would think, looking at that you're a teetotaler.
I know. It's just like I'm usually driving somewhere, so I can't really drink that much. Can you even hear me? Can you hear me with this?
Yeah,
mic?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. The Zoltar Speaks, we got one of those. We got some Joe's Pub things. A $2 bill for some reason.
They're lucky, that's why.
They're lucky. More Joe's Pub. We really didn't drink much at Joe's Pub.
I know, we should go back there with those drink tickets.
I know, I'm planning on it. Got this Eric Lehman Ghost.
Oh yeah, I love the Eric Lehman Ghost.
Some random things. Oh, this is kind of cool. Wait, it's coming.
Oh, it's a sticker of a horse. Why? Why is that?
A horse with some cool hair.
Huh.
There's some. Remember that time when we took a picture of ourselves in color, and then we went back a year later and wore black and white clothes and recreated those photos?
That's remarkable.
It was so hard to do.
That wasn't a year, Jeff. That was like 100 years. That was like before and after the advent of color photography.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
And here's some old like Cotorino on tour. Anyway,
really
but one of my favorites are these wooden drink tickets, because that's a classy move from a venue.
Yeah, they're nice. They have some heft to them.
I got a bunch of them. I'm missing one of my favorite ones.
Oh, really? Is it this one?
How did you get that?
I just have it.
You had it in your pocket?
Yeah, I had it in my pocket all along this whole time.
Can I keep it with my stuff? These are like my keepsakes and my like favorite possessions. Can I have that? Is there some way you can get it to me?
Yeah, it might be a little uncomfortable.
I'm prepared.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt. I've never done this before. I'm gonna attempt an etheric transference to send it to you.
Etheric transference?
Yeah,
what is that?
Don't worry about it. Just
do I have to relax or breathe?
Yeah, you should probably relax. Okay.
Relax what? Oh.
Oh, it worked. I didn't think it would.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, it's good. I'm really glad it wasn't the tuner that I left with you, or the guitar cable.
Yeah, that would have been uncomfortable.
Though there is that coffee. Didn't you get me coffee? And you're supposed to like.
I'm sorry, I have it. I'll get it to you somehow, but I'm gonna have to do it like bean by bean. Yeah.
You can do it bean by bean. I'm low on coffee, and I'm very.
All right,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now you can keep it. Your collection is complete.
That's excellent. I'm going to put this with my stuff.
Great.
So there it is. My keepsakes. I thank you for all indulging me in that bit of nostalgia.
Mhm.
Speaking of, should we play a song?
Yeah, remember when we used to play songs together at the same time?
Vaguely.
Yeah, let's try that. Kind of. We've got one more song for you all before we kind of start to wrap it up. We've got a couple questions have come in. Let's see. Would you have the encounter as your guest? Asks Jeffrey Bond. Yeah, we would. Tell them to email us and we'll talk about it. We have some guests scheduled out for the next few weeks, which is exciting. And yeah, if you want to be our guest, send an email to secretary@charmingdisaster.com and we'll put you in our pool of potential guests.
Be our guest.
Tim asks, have either of you ever had a string break in the middle of a song, especially during concert? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Indeed, we have. In fact, that is the genesis of the song entitled String Break Song.
Which we wrote in order to have one person play it while the other person was changing their string.
Yeah, it was like a strategy song. It's like, oh, what about a song that either one of us could play alone to fill the awkward gap while the other person fusses with strings? As it happens, that song is not really possible for either of us to play alone.
No.
So it completely failed at that task.
Right.
But
that's why it's called the string break song.
Yeah. Can I grab your guitar? Oh.
Yeah. Remember that time we wrote a pop song? It was about like being shoved in the trunk of a car. It just didn't go over well. All right, OG sound, turning it on. All right, who starts this one? You do.
I do.
All right, let's do it.
Would you love me if I made you coffee every morning for 1,000 years?
In the evening, you tell me a story about a hunter turned into a deer.
We talk for hours in a sentimental fashion, breathing in the languid perfume of the moon.
We'll pick the flowers that will lay out on their coffins. Cold winter comes oh so soon.
The light of your eyes and the curve of your smile, the glow of your skin in the dark.
Laugh for a while and I'll be by your side. Meantime, the moments won't make a mark.
Like Celine and Endymion, we watch the string of days go by.
You will shine and I will lie down to observe you in the midnight sky.
Our history is just one dream after another, written down in a shaky script.
I can see the here and ever after in the curve of your blood red lips.
The light of your eyes and the curve of your smile, the glow of your skin in the dark.
Lie for a while and I'll be by your side. Meantime, the moments won't make a mark.
sleep, sleep with one eye open.
And you'll see me watching over you.
Wake me gently and the spell will be unbroken.
We'll walk the garden in eternal bloom. True story.
Here's a true story. The line in that song is like Celine and Endymion, which is not the way that people pronounce that name. People say Endymion, but Endymion does not rhyme with
Lie down.
lie down.
Lie down.
So we took some liberties with the pronunciation, but
But
every
who
single
knows how they spoke?
Sure,
Titans.
who knows how they spoke, but every time we play that song, I'm like, oh, there's gonna be some classics major in the audience who's like, it's Endymion.
No one has yet.
No, although we've had some classics.
We have a few classics majors.
All right, we're gonna do a little lightning round, and then we're gonna start to do our closing rituals. Let's see, which art movement is more significant historically, Cubist or Impressionist? Asks Nick. I think
this a joke? Is this
no. I think that's the real question. I think it's the Impressionists because, Cubism involves seeing things from multiple perspectives, and Impressionism involves being like very fuzzy on the details. And I think it's clear which way we've gone as a society.
the fuzzy way?
Yeah, not the multiple perspectives.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I'm pretty sure this is a joke. Alex Spitfire says, speaking of the sun, why is the sunrise not a pleasant time of day for the Greeks? Do you know the answer to this joke?
Because it's a joke. I didn't know. I thought this was
I think it's a joke.
thing.
I don't know it's a joke anymore.
Because they get sand in their sandals.
Yeah, it's sure.
I don't know.
Nobody knows. All right. Well, look,
Something with toga. It's gotta be toga. Anyway.
toga. I feel like it's a difficult medium for riddles because if you can't get it, you want somebody to instantly tell you
Exactly
what you don't know, and now I feel like it's just like a brain teaser. We're gonna have to
it's an unanswered question.
Okay, so I have a question for the audience. I know that there are a lot of interesting people with various interests, but I get the feeling that a lot of you are interested in similar things. And I would love to know, what are you all reading?
Yeah.
Book recommendations. I would love to know what you all are reading.
Audiobooks.
Sure, audiobooks count.
With a good narrator, that can be really important.
So, feel free to just share.
Everyone's locked down, right? Everyone should be reading a lot.
Yeah, if you have the attention span for it, which I don't always myself, but
Elliot, what are you reading now?
right now, I just read this amazing book. It's called The Power. It's this real Atwoodian spec fiction gender war. It's so cool. I thought I would just sort of dabble in it, and then I was up all night reading it.
Yeah, I've seen that out there. I want to read that.
It's really good. You'll like it. Yeah. It's there's a lot of Atwood to it, but it's not derivative. It's really sharp. Lots of a couple of recommendations are coming in.
Jane Eyre. So good.
Eyre is so good.
One of my favorites.
I've never read War and Peace, although I'm also kind of rereading Moby Dick right now, which is really lovely. Although I read it aloud to my partner and then I fall asleep because
that must be fun. Moby Dick is great. So good.
Let's see, we've got Running Against the Devil by Rick Wilson. Somebody's about to reread One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, that's so good. I love that book.
Good.
One of my favorites.
And we just shared a list of some of our recommended books in a link in the comments if you want to kind of see what we've been reading together. Cool. Oh, great. Oh, we got some good children's book recommendations. Yeah, nice.
And on your recommendation, I'm reading Gone Away World by Nick Harkaway, which is so much fun.
Great.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that's in the recommended reading list.
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go through the comments after the fact, and we're gonna see what you're all recommending, and we will take those under advisement. But I definitely encourage you all to like look in there, because I have a feeling you probably have some similar literary tastes as each other.
Yeah, I put some nonfiction stuff in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, well, we're coming to the end. I want to just do one last reminder that this is a donation-based concert, and we are so grateful for your generosity and your support of our music making and of these shows. We feel really lucky to be able to create a community of sorts in this way, and to share some music with you every week. It really means a lot to us. Jeff, do you want to? Oh, there it is.
Check it out.
So we have a Venmo, we have a PayPal link, there's a virtual tickets link, and there's our Bandcamp where you can always find some things to get. Oh, and we have a new merch item. If you're looking to do some merch purchasing, we have a new bandana design. Somebody asked about face mask earlier. It's pretty thin. I can't really like recommend it as like a medical device. But
it could hold in place like a good N95 mask. Or something.
Yeah, for sure. And check this out. It says disaster across my face.
That's
or alternatively, if you just can't bear to like look at things anymore. Sorry, this is awkward. I'm like folding it in my lap. If you just can't bear to like look at anything anymore, it also makes a really good blindfold. Isn't that handsome?
Cyclops blindfold.
And thanks so much to our friend John Jessman for printing these in Detroit. We love getting to send you orders and then send those things out to the people. So the Bandcamp is where you can find that and some other fun stuff. So this brings us to our closing ritual, which is, of course, the drawing from the Unicorn Oracle deck. We consult the Oracle of the Unicorns to tell us how we might consider the week to come. I'm gonna.
It does include Pegasi.
It also includes some Pegasi. I don't know. I don't think they're very rigorous in their taxonomy, but you know, what are you gonna do with these cryptids?
Can I pick?
Yeah, would you? I don't know which side you're on.
I'm on that side.
Yeah. Okay.
Come closer.
Yeah,
Come a little closer. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, too far. All right. I want the third from the top.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. That one.
Okay.
Good.
Oh my. We have drawn the courage card.
Perfect.
The courage card. Now, some of these unicorn cards also feature persons, and the persons are usually of a sort of Ren Fair styling. She's got some armband and some pants that aren't like closed up the side. Like there's a style. But
unicorns are drawn to Ren Fair style
and to courageous persons. So here's what it says in the fine print. Courage. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries.
It's interesting that courageousness should be about boundaries.
Well, I think that's really insightful, actually. Courageousness is about boundaries this week, and your safety depends on it. I buy it.
I buy it.
The courage unicorn is you and the courage unicorn are like snuggling or whatever they're doing.
They're encouraging each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there are a lot of boundaries going on between those two, though.
Well, you need to know where the boundaries are supposed to be, and
it's not between
the
edge
and the unicorns. All right. Well, thank you all so much. I'm going to invite Kevin Incroyable and La Petite Mort back on screen to say goodbye with us, and thank you so much to henchperson Dan for helping out behind the scenes.
Yes, Dan.
We salute you, Dan, invisible phantom occasionally making an appearance. Oh,
Oh,
look,
it's
there he is.
Dan.
It's hench person Dan.
It's
Hello.
like, oh, it's like a unicorn himself.
It's true.
The
And
magical creature.
we salute all of you out there. We will see you next week for another edition of the Charming Disaster Quarantine live stream. We love you. Be safe.
Love you all.
Good night.
Cheers.